Hello, welcome to the AC Silver store and our channel. I'm going to talk to you today about these quite exceptional provincial English sterling silver source boats. They were made in Newcastle in 1732 and by Isaac Cookson. They have this classic provincial form. They almost have a more rounded shape. These were very utilitarian pieces of silver when made, so the silversmith would make them in a classic usable style and with ultimate capacity, if you like. Isaac Cookson was one of the most renowned Newcastle silversmiths. Very often silver made in the provinces was done so with a lighter gauge of silver than you would expect in London. But this particular maker, all his pieces that you will locate, have a very superior gauge to them. You know, these were made from a flat sheet of silver, hammered up into these shapes, but to be utilitarian pieces and to be used on a daily basis. But this particular maker made sure that they were used in such a solid and thick gauge of silver that they could certainly stand the rigors of everyday use. That said, these examples, I feel, have not seen heavy use. They've probably been used only on special occasions. You know, we can tell this just by the condition, which is exceptional, and these really deeply struck set of hallmarks that are just so very clear. Obviously, when you get any item of silver that is struck to the underside, you would expect to see a clear set of hallmarks, just because this area is not an area that you would expect to be either polished or over polished, and it has a flat surface. Very often when you had source boats that were struck on a rounded surface, they couldn't be so deeply struck. So when they were polished, used and handled, these would often wear. But as I say, these examples are just quite exceptional, seen little use and have lasted in this fantastic condition. Another feature that I'd point out with these examples, and often utilitarian pieces of silver, not just made in Newcastle, but whether it's a coffee pot, sauce boat, tankard, and I've mentioned this before, but when you see the underside finish, like a foot being attached to a body, you will note that it can be very crudely finished by the silversmith. I remember when I had one particular customer who, once they received, I think it was a coffee pot, their remark was, had it been put together by a plumber? Well, definitely a craftsman, definitely a renowned silversmith, but the emphasis was on the exterior of the silver. So very often these utilitarian pieces were not finely detailed and finished to the underside, but just so securely and robustly fitted, and then just sort of left in this particular style of finish. But these is totally original and actually as I would expect to see. So yeah, just a beautiful pair of source boats of the highest quality, made by the most renowned of Newcastle silversmiths. So as you can imagine, these examples are sold with my highest recommendations. If however any further information was required, please don't hesitate to either call our store or email me directly. I'd certainly be happy to answer any queries or questions you may have. In the meantime, however, thank you for watching the video, and I hope to see you on the next one.